Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Afternoon Brew with the Crew. My name is Steven. I'm here with my friends. Guys, say hi.
Hi,
Hello?
guys.
We got Nicole, Edwin, and Ben in the call today. How we doing?
Yeah.
Hey.
I am chilling.
All right, you guys know the drill. What's the brew of choice for today? Let's start with Nicole.
I'm having me some Snapple iced tea. Right now I'm having the lemon one because it was what was open in my fridge. And I had come back from work and I needed something before I passed out, so that's what we got today.
Love that. Edwin, what we doing?
We doing some Sprite, man.
Love to hear it. Nice sparkling fun times. Ben,
Hell
what you
yeah.
got?
All right. So currently, I have nothing. I have nothing to drink technically around me right now.
Pick them out.
I have an empty 2-liter Sprite bottle next to me. I have my 260 milliliter jug that I'm looking at, or ounce jug, 128 ounce jug that is filled with nothing, and then 4 gallons of distilled water for my CPAP machine that I can't drink. So, yes. However, I'll be in the same boat soon enough with Edwin drinking Sprite.
Love that for you. Alright, so today I wanted to talk just a little bit about some of the D&D stuff we've been doing recently because
Hell yeah.
we're
Hell
all
yeah.
connoisseurs of the fantasy arts, I would say.
That is a very
Um,
strong word to use for me. That is a very strong word.
You're doing alright. We'll get to that in a minute. But, oh boy, Edwin is...
Oh my god,
Edwin's going crazy.
my
That was
camera.
It looks
On.
like Edwin went
leave it
into
off,
the
just leave
fucking
it
bathroom.
Oh, let me see if I can switch to my webcam.
Oh boy, anyway...
Sure.
So, we've been messing around with D&D quite a bit recently. I just wanted to share my experience because I think D&D is D&D is easily one of my favorite things now. I'd say.
Hell yeah.
So I ran my first encounter last weekend, which was so much fun. So I had so much fun. I have this subscription to this thing called Loot Studios, which every month they have a new set of miniatures around a certain theme. And this last month's theme was like these demons, right? These crazy demons. And so the thing with the demons is they come with their stat blocks. They come with like a guide for an encounter. So we hopped on Roll20. We rolled some characters. I had I was the DM. I controlled the demons against you guys. A homeboy Christian kind of did y'all dirty a little bit. I was telling
Yeah,
him.
he did.
Just a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I threw a chair.
Only
That's
slightly.
what I did.
I don't doubt that. But I told him how difficult the encounter was. I was asking for advice about where to put you guys so you could actually, have fun. And I said, there's a challenge rating on this thing of 29 when I put it in the calculator. It was like, alright. So I started by saying, I'm okay with putting you guys at level 10. I was expecting him to haggle me for levels, I was coming in low so we could, meet somewhere in the middle.
Because he
And
was going to be like, level 30, and then you would have been like, level 15. And then, okay.
Exactly. Or, if he said, level 18, I could have said 12 and, 16, meet at 15. I don't know. Something. I was expecting that. And that never happened.
Barter, you know?
Yeah. So, y'all were level 10,
Fighting
for...
almost level 30, bro. I couldn't deal with
Yeah.
it.
So, I found that kind of amusing. Though I'd say you guys did kind of okay. I mean, you didn't come close to killing the big guys, but you killed 2, I think. And then...
I died twice.
I think I just, left. I got erased. I was sent to the Shadow Realm because I had to leave early.
Yeah.
I stayed alive as long as possible, and then I left, and I left, and I was still alive. I don't know if y'all killed me after I left. I don't know what happened, but I was alive when I left.
Yeah, so I made a deal with... So Christian was down. I made a deal with him. Hey, if you live to the next... If the team lives to the next turn, I'll let you revive at full health. Just for fun, for giggles, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I cast a cloud kill with my one guy who left.
Oh, no.
I think one of you was out of range. Because, Ben, I was playing your character after you left. I think you had, 2 health left, and Nicole had, 5. So it passed, and he, escaped with you guys on the boat to go back. But, so I don't know. I had a lot of fun. But where was I going with this? I was just saying I had lots of fun. Controlling the demons is fun. We're gonna fine tune it for next time. Because even though you guys were at level 20, think of it as like a private in the army holding a bazooka that he
We're at level
have.
10.
Oh,
We were at 10. Let's correct you there.
Yeah, we should have been. You want to know
If
something?
we were at level
should
20,
have
we
been at
probably
level
would have kicked
20.
all of
We
their
would've-
asses.
Oh
Kick your
yeah, no,
ass
absolutely.
sooner.
Like two-phase it. But no, Hanjo.
The
man.
entire time he was just like,
Hanjo
of
needs
course, Steven wanted to kill us off the bat real quick. Of course, he just wants to Dark Souls the crap out of it.
Yeah, no, but he was a rogue ranger mix, and was using 9th level spells for some reason. Like
Yeah, and also that combination is redundant.
exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm new and I know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, also 9th level spells that the ranger probably doesn't have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Power word kill. He had like
Yeah,
some sun flare.
That's a bard spell.
He was DMing me a spell. He was
You're a
DMing me
clone
a spell to, like,
wizard,
I think
Bart.
revive somebody. And it was like a level 9 spell, and I didn't have a slot for that. So I was like, dude, I can't cast this spell even if I wanted to. I don't have a level 9 slot.
Yeah.
And I'm the magic man.
Exactly. And so he was, because I think he asked me if we could have magical items. I was like,
Yeah, we asked you if we could have magic items.
And some of you did it right.
Yeah, a 9th level spell is not a magic item.
No.
But I think Christian did it right with like his axe.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Christian
Christian
did it
myself,
absolutely
and a couple other people did it right because we
Yeah.
just chose magic items that were useful but not entirely game breaking.
Yeah. You know, entirely game breaking, like power word kill.
Yeah.
So that was confusing, and then we found out towards the end.
Ivan wasn't keeping track of his hit points.
He wasn't.
anything.
He wasn't. Because
Oh
here's
my
the thing,
God,
right?
what?
It was like I had 2 demons left until the turn order restarted and Christian got to come back. So I was like, how much damage do I need to do this man? So I said, Ivan, what's your health at? And he was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, okay, check your character sheet that you've been keeping track on this whole time. He's like, was I supposed to be keeping track? I was like, yes, Ivan. For the last hour, you've been supposed to keep track of your health.
That just showed us that he hasn't even been doing it in our actual campaign.
Because he was like, no, I thought the DM was supposed to tell me when I'm dead. I was like, how do you think he tells you when you're dead? It's when your life point's at 0. It's like, I thought we were doing it like Edwin's campaign. And then you had left at that point because you died like 3 times. So, he was like...
It was racism. Based demon lords.
Well, the thing about okay, hold on, because like the thing about Edwin's campaign, I bet, is like everyone's character sheet is on Roll20, so everyone knows what everyone is doing, and no one can like the system itself is keeping track, and no one really has to like.
No, that's not how that works.
It's not. You still got to keep track of your damage. You can't click the button that rolls the damage. It doesn't assign damage to somebody.
Yeah, it's mostly manual.
Yeah.
I've been starting recently since I have an iPad and I usually use it for school, but now that's like I'm done till September. I like opened a new folder in my Notability app, which is where I take my notes, and I added 2 new pages, one for Steve and one for Edwin's campaign, and I just start taking my notes on there. Like, it's really messy. I know our friends can't see, but I know we have our things on right now.
Look at that.
So I kind of keep prepared, like anything big that happens. So like Mira is a blood hunter, I try to make it look all pretty. Current hit points, my anything important, so my spell save DCs, and anything important that I should know if we're in battle. I keep track of all of that because I don't want to fuck anything up.
That's probably smart.
The model D&D player, everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I gotta say, aside from Christian, Edwin, and Ben, who have been doing this for a while, Ben, by the way, next time we do this, we're gonna fix your magic items because you had like a basic battle axe.
I didn't even know we had any. I had a regular ass battle axe.
This was not thought through.
I didn't know we could have
my fault.
magical items.
You said this. We asked Steven.
I was a last minute like addition.
So
yeah,
he
right.
joined the
That's right,
call.
that's right.
He joined the call, and he's like, we were like, hey, do you want to play? He's like, I was about to play Minecraft.
Yeah, I was about to play
He was very
Minecraft.
last
Just chill
minute.
out. You
It was
know,
a very
I think I
fervent-
finished a bang at that point, and I was like very hyper,
Fun times.
and I was just like, yeah. Question: have you guys explained like what got you guys into D&D?
Edmund,
I
I'll
used
let
to
you go
play.
first.
Yeah, I used to play with my cousin who would come by the house every now and then, and he'd sleep over there. So I'd play with him and my dad. We were playing 4th edition, and then I started back up during high school because my friends and I just got together and started playing again.
When did you DM for the first time?
I think I was running a campaign. I was trying to run an evil campaign. Don't do this unless you're an experienced DM or an experienced player. I wouldn't say you shouldn't do it. Just like don't do it if you don't know what you're doing. I scrapped it and then I immediately started with a Dark Souls campaign and then a couple, like 1 or 2 other campaigns, and now we're here with Adria.
By evil, do you mean like you were playing the bad guys, or?
Yeah, they were playing the bad guys.
Interesting.
That's
Fun
kinda
times.
Oh,
Yeah.
It just didn't go anywhere, and we didn't really keep up with the campaign, so I just scrapped it.
Gotcha. See, what I want to do with my little encounter things, like once or twice a month, like I the idea is like, well, actually the Loot Studios that I'm getting all those stat blocks from, they have like little things about the encounter, like what they had in their mind when they were designing everything, and that all kind of follows a story. Like the first few sentences kind of link back to the first thing, or link back to last month's like theme. So, for example, this month was demons. Last month was like a Greek thing, so it was like they beat the Hydra and now they're going into hell to like find Hades or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Great.
So like,
I love that.
my idea would be to kind of follow that kind of a vibe, just to like have some kind of continuity between the different things.
Yeah.
That's great.
sounds really cool. But Steven, how did you get into D&D?
How did I get into D&D?
Did you start when I started, or did you start before me?
No, I
Yeah.
started with you guys.
Yeah.
Evan, do you remember
Well,
our
'cause
first
I know-
conversations about this?
I think like Christian. I think it was like Christian mentioned it to you guys, then Christian mentioned it to me because he was like he wanted to get you guys into D&D, so he was like do you want to? And he asked me if I'd be willing to DM, and I was like, yeah, sure. And we had already done a previous version of Shadows of Adria, so I was like, I was still committed to Shadows of Adria, and I wanted to do more with it. So I was like, okay, let's just do a revamp version
Fun times.
with you guys.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think he got me into it. My dad also has. He used to play D&D back in the day, like back in the day.
Back in the ye olden times.
Absolutely, the golden age. So he had some stuff. Christian got me into the miniatures, which is very addicting. But my dad has these things in the basement, right? He has like the 3rd edition like rule books and stuff, but he also has Dungeons and Dragons used to have, or Wizards of the Coast, I think they used to have a magazine they put out, and in the magazine they would have different magical items like hey, use this in your campaign, but it'd be like a excerpt in a page or something. And then someone went through all of that, all the other official media and stuff, and they made like 4 giant spell books. And inside of those, there's like all these spells and items and weapons compiled from all these different things, all like in one thick book. So I got into those, and I kind of got deep into the lore. I watched like hours of that stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
I got the monster manual. I got the player's handbook. I got I spent hours looking at spell books. It was a fun time. There's a lot of lore to get into.
There really is. It's very immersive.
Nicole.
So I actually it's not really a funny story, but it's an interesting story. So, I used to date this guy. We don't talk about it, and he was very into D&D, and he tried to get me to play when we were together. Like he wanted me to go like to like his friends, like with his friends, and like make a character and be in their campaign. But Steve knows this. I'm a very stubborn person, and when I don't want to do something, I will like clench my teeth into like not doing something. So I was very adamantly like, I'm not gonna play this, because at the time we were having problems and I didn't want to spend more time with him than I had to. And so that happened. Although, like, for you guys who know me, like, I'm really into that kind of stuff. Like, I'm really into, like, fantasy, mythical role-playing. I'm really into that stuff. That's half of the reason why I write, is so that way I can create a whole new character and be involved in this world, in, like, some world that's not normal. So in the back of my head, I'm like, Nicole, you really do want to do this, but you don't want to do it with him. And then we broke up. and now, like, what, two years later, maybe more, I'm like telling Steve, I was like, I want to learn how to play D&D, because now that I'm off of that, I'm no longer with this person, I would very much like to play now. And that's kind of how that happened, because I wanted to learn, and Steve was also wanting to learn, so we were kind of like, we'll figure this out so we can all play.
Absolutely.
So.
And now
Very
here we
interesting.
And
now here we are.
Like 5 months in, I think. When did we start?
We started in January.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 5 months in. That's crazy. Where did the time go? Time isn't real.
Into D&D.
Time is a construct.
Exactly. Time doesn't exist. Time is stupid. I hate it.
I got into D&D because of Edwin. You probably know this podcast.
Yeah.
The Adventure Zone.
Oh.
No, not Critical Role. I'm actually getting into that now.
I love Critical Role.
No. I'm very sorry. Before then, Edwin, you know these guys, the TFS crew. Team Four Star. Because TFS, they do a lot of abridgment and stuff, but they also have a gaming channel. And like in 2018, I want to say, like towards the end of 2018, they did TFS at the Table, which one of their one of their editors, Chris Zito, basically was like, I have a D&D campaign, and I want to bring and I want us to just play D&D, and I just started watching. I just started watching that and watching their streams, and I wasn't really into D&D before then. I was always was like, oh, it'd be fun, but I don't know if I could create a character. I don't know if I could create a backstory, whatever. And then just watching, yeah, just do it. And then watching their campaign unfold, and just being like, oh my god, this is like really fun, and I could see how like this could become a play podcast, or how this could become like a play podcast or whatever, and just be like very interesting with like people and stuff. And then it was one of their Q&As, and then this is what really got me into D&D. One of their Q&As, they was the same question, like do you listen to other like D&D podcasts? And one of them said The Adventure Zone, and I was like, okay, I gotta see what The Adventure Zone is. And then it was with the same guys that I listened to, with my brother and me, and their dad just playing frickin' D&D, and I was like, I love this so much, I gotta get into it. And then I started getting into it with my cousin and her friends, with my first character being a level 1 turtle monk. That was then a
oh god.
Yeah, that was then that I didn't know like what to put into what. So like a lot of his shit was just strength, even though like with a monk it should be dex. And then he mastered all 4 elements of like the elemental monk. And then that's when I was like, oh, I want to like start creating different characters. And now with D&D Beyond, I have like 5 characters that like I'll either never use, or like if one of my characters die, I'm just gonna be like, okay, so DM.
Oh no! Anyway.
Yeah. Oh no! Well, here's my other character sheet.
I'm bringing the new guy.
Yeah, I don't want my character. Well, here's the thing. I don't want my characters to die at all, because like, I mean, it is pretty sad, you know, and like
you put lore into that, you know, you create the attachment.
It's
exactly.
a part of you.
If Narg dies tomorrow, in the next, or tonight actually, in the next session, I will cry. There will be man tears. Narg is my thing in Edward's campaign. He's like this Oath of Vengeance paladin who just like mercilessly murders like the wrongdoers. Like this poor. We'll get into it in a minute, but like the last session, I just kind of set a dude on fire after I tossed his corpse to the side.
Yeah, I do have a character that like I would love to. His name is Logan Hashtag, and he is a war cleric. He's a dwarf, and like his backstory is really fucking dark. His backstory is all about well, it's kinda. He went into the military, but then like this secret military called the Unbroken Chain kind of like found out what he was doing. And if you don't understand what the Unbroken Chain is, if anyone has played like Fallout, it's basically the Brotherhood of Steel, where it's like we have the humanoid race that that's like these are the like dwarves look like humans, halflings look like humans, humans, elves, like that is the hierarchy, and then everything else has to like is a monster and has to die. And he was a part of that, and when he decided to leave and to find faith, no, it wasn't his clan though. It was this secret military force that like basically like it was like the CIA. Like no one, like everyone knew their name, but no one knew what they did. Like and
Gotcha.
And I made his backstory basically one night at like this is after his whole fucking ordeal with this shit. He like left. He retired. He didn't want to deal with this. He had a family. He was outside and he accidentally killed his daughter.
Oh.
And then because of like PTSD coming back and just being like him being like on like stealth mode and being like ready for anything. And after he did that, he left his wife, and then the Brotherhood of Steel, the Unbroken Chain found out, and they were like, "So we got that shit on you, so you're gonna work for us still until you can,
Dang.
just until for the foreseeable ever future."
That's wild. That's wild.
Great.
I'm a fan.
I'm playing it in like my main campaign, my main campaign that I'm doing now, not with my cousin, with a few of my other friends, and our other cleric almost died on Thursday.
Oh boy.
Other cleric.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm a like I said, I'm a war cleric, so like I'm like kind of the glass cannon and shit. And then we also have a barbarian. We have the tank, and then she's a life domain, so she's healing everyone. She fucking almost got down to like she got to -15 with her max being 30, basically. And like and we were like, no, we can't, Sylvana, you can't die. So we had to fight. We killed a god. We killed a weakened god. Weakened god. Not an actual god. Like a very weak, like lower than a demigod strength type shit. And our DM was like, oh yeah, so like now, actually let me, cause I do have the thing here. Come on. World building notes. So death of a god. Upon her death, Gratcher was her name. She was the monster god or whatever. Upon her death, all fiend creature types in combat cannot recover their hit points. Additionally, when fiends attempt to summon allies, they double the chance of failure.
Nice.
And that is throughout the entire game.
Hey.
The entire world, the entire story. So like that's cool.
It's kind of tough.
Like I would have never have thought that I'd be so I'd be still caring for like a made up fucking character this much or
invested.
characters.
Yeah, it's great.
You get so invested in these characters that you made up. Like literally, like what's funny is for those of us who are in our campaign who like know Mira got bit by a werewolf and now she has to go through this whole Yes. So she has to go through now this like ritual that's gonna help her keep everything under control, and she's gonna be a blood hunter, so now that's gonna be her new subclass.
Also, she almost died because of that.
Yeah.
Because you rolled a 10 for your Constitution.
If I didn't have the bless spell slots, you would have been dead.
I would have been dead. Yes.
Yeah.
And so
I don't know. Or would have just like transformed and become an enemy right then and there.
And then I would have had to cut your head off.
I know, it would have been tragic. So what's actually kind of ironic about the situation is, I don't know if you guys know this, her last name is Lupin, like Lupin from Harry Potter. And the Latin translation of Lupin is literally werewolf.
Convenient.
So it's almost like we planned this.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe we planned this thing.
It's a fun time.
That's also why I love D&D, is because it's like, it's not always just like what the DM prepares, you know, and then you have to deal with that. Wait, hold on, Steven, how long have we been going right now? Technically.
I don't know, a while. Don't worry, keep going.
So like, you don't have to deal so you don't have to deal with like the DM's like kind of like bullshit cocktail when it comes to like their story and stuff like that. You know, no offense to every DM, but like it really also no. But because then it would be boring. Like if you were to play a D&D campaign that was based off of like The Hobbit, and then like basically like you had one character that was OP that like the dungeon master had, aka Gandalf, and then everyone else, like the characters, the PCs were playing, like who would have fun in that scenario? You know, it's all about what the characters do, or it's all about what the players do in the game as well. It's not just like this one-sided thing, this one-person thing. And that's why I love D&D. And that's actually why I love role-playing games in general a little bit.
They're fantastic.
And I hate when they don't do that type of thing where it's like, when you do something, it's not important.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Or when you do something, it's supposed to be important, but it's not. And that's why I hate Skyrim. But that's a completely different discussion.
That's why I like role-playing games and like decision-making games so much. Like you guys know, I'm not a big shooter game kind of person. Like I like playing on my PS5. I play like Telltale. Telltale's my shit. I love those games because I feel like those kinds of games, like they really do take like your choices and they come up with so many different options of the direction that the game can go in. Like this isn't a Telltale game, but Detroit Become Human is such a good game.
Don't spoil anything, please. I haven't played it, and I want to play it.
I won't, I promise.
So
but
it's so good.
It's such a good game. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there are literally so many different combinations of ways that this game could go, and, like, I've played through it, like, I don't even know how many times, like, I've played it so many times. I've completed it so many times, and you can just literally go back into the timeline and choose, like, okay, because it'll tell you in
it's a giant tree of what to do.
It's a giant tree, and it'll tell you like, okay, these like 5 options are locked in this chapter, and you have to like replay this chapter to figure out how it ends.
It's like the mother of all flowcharts.
It's so good, and I love it so much.
Yeah, I mean, like another great thing about D&D, like kind of what we've been saying with like the whole choose your own adventure kind of stuff, is like you don't have to go exactly off of what's in the monster manual or something, because there's a massive community that does homebrew stuff, and that's just a fancy word for saying, I made this myself, here you go. Like
a good 99% of most campaigns are homebrew campaigns in their own world.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but like not only campaigns, but like I've been doing a deep dive into different monsters, and most of the monsters I get from Loot Studios are homebrews. They're inspiration from certain official things, you could say, but there's a lot of just homebrewed stuff. Like I found a couple of things the other day. There's like like this forest spirit, and some of these people put like all the lore into these pages, where they have like they're like, there's one guy. It's called a Leshen. It's really cool. It's like a kind of like a forest spirit that it can like call wolves. It'll like eat people that get too close. And it like respawns if it has somebody marked walking around the forest and you kill it. It'll just go into that guy's body. It's really cool stuff. And then they have I found homebrews for the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World, I found homebrews.
Find the Grinch.
I found the Grinch.
Yeah, the Grinch. You
The-
found You found Ornstein and Smo.
Yeah, from Dark Souls, and then I found the Headless Horseman as well. So like all that stuff. It's just that the internet is a wonderful spot for all these things. It's a wonderful spot.
And not only that, but there's a lot of I would love to play a different role playing game. There's a lot of different role playing games or tabletop games like D&D that like D&D that don't even have like the same like freaking amount of dice like Monster of the Week. I don't know if like anyone has heard of that, but basically it's like Stranger Things, but like it only takes like 2d6.
Really?
And and like it's specifically about monster hunting.
Interesting.
And like the entire game actually is like how'd you say, like built around not only like I said before, not only what the DM or the GM, the game master, I guess in this scenario, like puts out, but as well as what like the characters say and stuff like that. Like if you said in the game, like, I lived in this tower for all my life and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, that isn't just bullshit, you know? Like, that there is a tower. Or, like, we went to this gym that's on this other side of the house so we can put this monster in, like, the freezer room that's in the back of it. Like, that isn't just bullshit either. Like, that is also canon and stuff like that. Yeah. I would, there's so many different ones. There's lasers and feelings, as well as same.
A lot of tabletop
2D6
has like a lot of different variations on the dice. They're just so useful. So many different things you can do with it. With anything that's up to chance. Edwin, you said you did some of your own homebrewing stuff, right?
Oh yes, I have.
you want to give the good people at home a little insight?
Oh yeah. So far I have been working on 2 different subclasses. I don't want to do like full on classes because I've tried doing that and it hasn't really worked out, or like I couldn't think of too many abilities. But I'm working on just working on subclasses for the base classes in D&D. So far I've been working on it's called Pact of the Dragon Slayer. This I took directly from Fairy Tale because I kind of like the whole idea of the Dragon Slayers. They're OP as hell, so... But what I tried to do is that I tried to take ideas from other classes to kind of put it in to the Warlock subclass so that it's not inherently broken, but it's also unique from the other classes, from the Warlock's other subclasses. Mm-hmm. So it's a very combat-centric sort of class. So, and it takes ideas from like both the Monk and the Barbarian. And it also has one of the major downsides, though this could be interesting storyline-wise, is that they slowly are cursed with the spirit of a dragon, and they start like becoming a dragon if they fail like wisdom or con saves.
Ooh.
When using one of their big abilities, because I added in there's this ability called Dragon Mode and Dragon King Mode, which is an ability that Dragon Slayers and Fairy Tale have, and like it's a pretty good ability. Possibly broken, but it's pretty good. But the major downside to that is that after they use the ability, they might slowly become a dragon.
Is that a bad thing, though?
I mean, it's bad because essentially your character is dead and becomes an enemy.
In that sense it is bad. But if I had a chance of becoming a dragon, I would probably take it, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. Then the second subclass so far, I've almost finished it. I just have to finish writing one ability. It's called Weapon Meister Fighter. This I got inspired by Noxus from Final Fantasy 15, where he's able to keep a bunch of weapons in a pocket dimension. He's able to call them forth, and he gains abilities with each weapon.
It's amazing. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's basically I did that, and the whole theme of it is sort of music and composing music, so a lot of the abilities are referencing terms, like musical terms or things that you would find on the sheet music.
Interesting.
And it's basically you're able to enchant your weapons, so they do magic damage now, and you can just store all your weapons in a pocket dimension and call them forth. So you can just on the fly just switch to different weapons, and then in later down the line in later levels, you can do like a whole flying thunder god sort of thing that Minato does from Naruto, where you're able to teleport to your weapons and stuff like that, and you can do all sorts of combo moves. And then in the last two abilities is that you're able to give your weapons elemental damage, and then you get an armor that gives you certain abilities depending on what elemental damage that you chose.
That's busting.
That's like really.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I think probably one of the better abilities that I think I came up with is you're basically just able to teleport all your weapons into this like big AoE attack, and then it just floods the field with your weapons.
That's kind of.
So you're just able to teleport around.
That's so cool. Now, compared to the classes and subclasses that exist now, how balanced would you say all that is?
I'd say they're strong, possibly not game-breaking. With Weapon Meister Fighter, I'm a little bit iffy, especially when you get to the later levels. But it's sort of the thing where, with like the monk and the paladin, with the monk with Stunning Strike and the paladin with Smite, where it's like, yeah, it's kind of game breaking, but if you try to nerf it, it just becomes useless.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, but
plus, if it's like for said class and only like that said class, can do it. You know, it's not like as game breaking as it might seem.
Yeah,
and there is definitely like workarounds with it.
Yeah, even like flying.
Yeah, my
can be nerfed, or not nerfed, but can be like the situationalness of it can be kind of manipulated. You know.
Yeah, because also like that whole like AOE flood the field with your weapon stuff. Oh, just go with like a wind elemental that you're fighting. Oh, he could just spin, like just carry and suck up all your weapons.
He can Beyblade.
Yeah, he can Beyblade your weapons.
Would that count as a movement or an action?
I think it might have. It was either like a bonus action or free action, possibly. Let me actually pull up the doc. Yeah, what I had in mind for these subclasses is to make them strong, but not insanely strong. Like, oh, this is my One Punch Man OC, you cannot defeat sort of thing.
Oh boy.
Because
John Cena, you can't see me.
Yeah, because I want to use these in other people's campaigns, not just my own.
Yeah. You can't get it shot down too quickly.
Yeah. I'd be
interested to try that dragon one. That one sounds like is that a wizard subclass?
Yeah, it's a warlock subclass. It's something that I'm putting in
as your patron.
Huh?
I assume you need a dragon as your patron for that one.
Yeah, your dragon's a patron.
Fun times.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's something that I put in Adria. It's a thing that you can do.
That's fucking crazy.
Ooh.
If
Narg dies,
but how would you?
If Narg dies, you want to kill yourself because you love Narg.
Dude, Narg is me. If I was ever like a righteous
nerd.
Okay, yeah. The AOE attack weapon thing is an action. Phantom Glissando, which is the whole teleporting of weapons. Yeah, that's a free action.
Phantom Glissando. That sounds amazing.
That is a very.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. I believe. If I remember correctly, glissando is that thing that you do on the piano where you're sliding your hand across the keys.
Oh, yeah. I just imagine like them actually doing that motion, and then it's just like they, like how'd you say, like forehand, just like, and then their hand sticks out, and immediately their weapon like Mjolnir just like it spins into their hand perfectly.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that while you're in. How I put it in the description was like, while your enchanted weapons are still in the field, you can teleport to their location, and you're grabbing the weapon in the process. And the range limit is 2 200 feet.
Mm.
Wow, it's crazy.
That's a good amount.
That's my
Yeah.
Now, what level do you get that at?
Level 6.
Oh,
It's
So you get that early.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the smite of that subclass.
gotcha. I'm a fan. That stuff sounds like fun.
But at the same time, that subclass would be like you'd be getting that subclass at level 3.
Yeah,
Is that what I'm hearing? All right.
yeah,
Like
you're getting
every
the
single other one.
yeah. Well, warlocks and sorcerers get their subclass at level 1.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like I think the only the only classes that actually do that.
I have a question because Steven kind of brought it up a little bit with his character and saying that he is his character. How much do you guys put yourselves in a character? And like if not, is playing like a character who isn't you more fun than playing a character that is similarly like you?
I want to start with this one because I have strong opinions on this. So I kind of have like in real life me has kind of a strong moral compass that I listen to a lot. Narg is that attribute of myself to like the nth degree. So for example, in our last session, Meister, father of werewolves, friend, who had Tyr, fantastic name by the way. I love that. But the lore behind that's amazing. But so he was like he escaped with his son who got turned into a werewolf by this ritual that was supposed to save him, but instead kind of made him bad. And then he brought this scourge of werewolves upon the town, and they just attacked the town. So in Narg's head, right? Let me just bring you to the mind of this dragon. He was like, "Yo, because of you, a lot of innocent people are dead. You're going to they demand blood for their pain, right?" So after we like one phased him because I double smite from level 2 with fire
and
next.
then Gay Man and freaking Christian.
Gay Man.
Yeah. No,
his name isn't actually Gay Man. That's just his nickname. His name is Gehrman, Alistair Gehrman.
We had like the 3 highest DPS people go in one after the other, which was just a really unfortunate turn order for Tyr. But
to be fair, I probably should have scaled him a little bit more.
Just a little bit. I can do 40 damage a turn, buddy.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh yeah, they're dead. He's dead. He's gone.
Yeah,
he's out of here.
Very dead. But but like we I held him up like by like a scruff, right? I was like interrogating him, and then like after he was done, like please just let me be with my son. I tossed his corpse across the field to where his son was dying or dead, and then as we were leaving, I just blast them with lightning breath and set them on fire. Right? Because they don't deserve to peacefully pass into the next life. No, they're going up in flames. So like
justice.
So for me, it's really fun to like play up that characteristic of myself, like the moral compass with like you deserve what you get or whatever.
It's moral compass, but on steroids.
Exactly. It's very fun for me at least to kind of play up that one attribute of myself. So like for example, in the next one, I want to do an Aasimar war cleric of some kind, maybe a storm cleric, for something. I don't know what, but
interesting.
That one will probably take another attribute of myself that I kind of like, and then I'll take that to the nth degree as well. Yeah.
And I would also say for your Aasimar, depending like whether or not if it's another one of my campaigns or is it or if it's going to be with somebody else's campaign, ask the DM to talk about the whole gods of the world, because Aasimars are basically demigods mixed with angels.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So that could be a part of your backstory.
Love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And then as well as like to kind of go on a little tangent, like the Fallen Aasimar is like so interesting because it's like Edwin said, there are demigods who are also angels, and then a Fallen Aasimar is like, well, I don't believe in my god that I'm with anymore. So, yeah. I'm edgy as shit.
That's kind of like,
gifted kid burnout syndrome.
That's kind of what I was going for with my character that I did for Steve's campaign, because originally, like, we have to figure all this out we have to, like, edit and tweak this whole person because D&D Beyond didn't have what I wanted, so I had to kind of improvise. Because I told Steve originally the original idea was for this character to be a demon, and they live in hell, and which was why initially when he said we were going to be in Hades for his campaign, I was like, perfect, I know exactly what character I'm using. But so the background story I was going to use was it's a demon who lives in hell. However, they were initially like an angel who lived like up in heaven or wherever, I guess the storyline is. If
Olympus,
there's like
Olympus is
something
relevant
like
for
that.
this
Olympus, yeah.
storyline.
Yeah.
So they would be like not even like a god or a goddess, almost like a servant in Olympus, and he, it. I think they're going to be non-binary. They, do something that kind of disrespects the gods, and they cast her out, and she becomes a demon that now lives in Hades. But they didn't have that, so I had to create like now it's a tiefling, warrior. I think I'm not too sure. I'm too lazy to pull her up right now, but that's kind of like what I did, and that was honestly that was a character I came up with like in 2.5. I did a lot more diving with Mira, and I actually took her from my Harry Potter story because I liked the name, and I was like, well, this just works out.
Yeah.
So with Mira, are you basically Mira? Because I know you kind of put yourself into the Harry Potter story. And if you're taking the person you put yourself into for the Harry Potter story into D&D, is that basically you? Are you playing that as you?
Yeah, basically. For any of my books, just a generalized thing, any of the books that I write or any of the fan fictions I write, I should say, I basically, this is so cliched, and any fan fiction writer like hates when people say it, but also it's true. Like, you put yourself into your OC, and that's who you become as you're writing. So like, for example, in Harry Potter, I am basically Mira. I just maybe tweak the appearance, I tweak certain aspects of the person, and that's basically it. Same thing with my Walking Dead story with Rebecca Grimes. I'm basically Rebecca. I take tattoo. I've taken the tattoos that Rebecca has are the tattoos that I want to get, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do all that stuff, and I kind of I use the attitude that Rebecca has is the attitude that I have like 80% of the time. And then the other 20% of her attitude is the attitude that I want to have, but I don't want to be reprimanded for.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh boy.
I like how in D&D we get to put like an aspect of ourselves in each of our characters. Like that's what I do with my characters. Like with what you do, Steven. Like Gehrman is sort of just like my love for Souls games personified.
Yeah, he gives me Souls vibes.
Yeah, Gehrman, his last name literally comes from one of the Bloodborne characters, Gehrman. And I just like, and he's basically just the edginess, the edgy part of me. There's my weapon Meister character, who I've been trying to get off the ground for the past month. His name is Lariat Lysander. Is that part of me that is just an absolute weapons nerd. Because that's literally who he is. He's Death the Kid if Death the Kid was into swords.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's Heathrin, and I'm talking about original Heathrin, not the one you see in Adria. It's like the snarky asshole of myself. And though I've been trying to stop this, but like every other character that I play ends up devolving into a snarky asshole. Then there's another character.
It's where we all naturally tend to go.
Yeah, and there's.
I just flash back to the person in the armory when Alejandro like stole their weapon.
The dwarf lady. That was Alejandro. That is. Screw Alejandro.
Alejandro's a fun guy to play with, man.
Yeah, he's a character.
Indeed he is.
Yeah, and there's another character that I've been wanting to play. It's just I only got to play once, but we never continued the campaign because this character is a lot different, a lot more different than the usual characters that I play. His name is Rafael Elias de Sol, and he's my Asmar character. And the reason I want to play him is because like he's that part of me that wants to be like happy and jovial and just wants to make people smile and entertain them. Because he's an Asmar bard. So
Perfect.
Oh my god.
and he's not the sexual kind of bard. He just likes entertaining people.
Yeah, like
Dude,
the fun
I
one.
have a character
Ivan
that
and
would.
Helga.
And when you say that, I have a character that would be like the perfect, basically backup dancer for them.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess to answer my own question, even though like it's been answered already, yes. Oh hell yes. But it like throughout almost all of them, probably no, throughout all of them. I don't. It's funny. I don't like magic or to use magic in really any game that has magic. I'm usually like, well, if I do, it usually has to be something that is like physical. I'm not dissing on magic. This is not what I'm saying.
Nicole's been playing sorcerer both times. Both characters Nicole has played are sorcerer.
I take all the offense. Don't worry.
I don't think I'll ever play a sorcerer or wizard. Maybe a bard. But like, I usually play like every single character that I've created. A like protection fighter. A barbarian, a war, like a cleric,
I'm still not understanding what the hell a protection fighter is.
It's a fighter that takes the protection.
Yeah,
but what's the subclass? I keep asking.
There is no subclass.
What do you mean?
It's a fighter, and then for fighters, they don't have a. They technically don't. No, it is. It's
have a fighting style, but the fighting style is. Or not what is it called? It's basically the subclass. It's just with a different word.
Yeah.
But it's not a fighting style because fighting style is like
martial style.
Yeah, martial archetype or martial style.
Yeah. Because you can have I think it like Eldritch Knight, right?
Yeah, Eldritch. Yeah, there's Eldritch Knight, Purple Dragon Knight, there's Cavalier.
Dragon Knight. Fuck, let me get my Pokeballs.
Freaking Champion, which is the most generic out of all of them. Battle Master. I forgot there was another one. Samurai.
Yeah.
Or at least those are the ones in like Player's Handbook and Tasha's.
Little Tam.
Yeah, and Xanathar's.
Yeah, and the Player's Handbook, because that's where the protection fighter comes from.
What is that?
What do you mean?
I have looked in the Player's Handbook.
It is in the Player's Handbook.
Fighter. Is that from another format?
He's gonna need a page number.
That's from another.
I don't know. That I don't know.
Fifth edition. I'm splitting my skull.
But here. Legit on D&D Beyond, it's like, because like if you don't buy any of the books on D&D Beyond, they give you like about. I want to say like
maybe like one or two of the
70. They give you like 70% of like the normal player's handbook.
Quinn says he wants you to cite your sources.
Yeah, he wants me to cite my sources.
Where are the receipts?
And
you're trying to do a return. Where are the goddamn receipts?
But besides all that, though, I mean, I'm starting to now kind of play with more of like my inner demons and put it in more of a character, because my barbarian, who is Maverick the Twin Splitter, is nothing sexual. I saw that. I saw that, Steven. Nothing sexual.
No.
That's not this kind of channel.
His whole he's a barbarian. And yes, he is a Goliath, but like they're still people, and even though they may act animalistic because of how they have to live, they aren't animals, and like that is something that like really gets to Maverick is like when people look at him and see him as like an animal and even a monster, and like legit. I was telling this to my cousin because I wanted to use him in a campaign. I was telling her that like if anyone like calls him an animal, I will legit like in character rage and punch the fucking like I will probably kill them. He will kill them.
I love that actually.
Yeah. I also I don't know.
Very Beauty and the Beast of you
Yeah. Also, like characters that I like to see a little bit more, and like another character that I would like to play is like the gentle giant sort of character.
Like
Like,
Ben
my,
in real life. You just want to take Ben in real life and toss him in a D&D campaign.
A
Yeah.
bugbear.
like my Goliath barbarian druid. Like he's literally just a gentle giant. Like he sees a little bird and he's just like, "Aw."
A bugbear that is a paladin.
Wait, what?
A bugbear that's a paladin.
Oh Jesus! What the hell is that?
I know. Or wait, no. What's the No, what's bigger than a bugbear? Or is there
Luxodon?
nothing that? Or is there nothing bigger than? But if for anyone
Luxodon,
who doesn't
maybe.
know, for anyone who doesn't know, goblins have like even like bigger and smaller forms of them, and bugbears are like fucking huge. You have like regular goblins that are like they're not dwarf size, they're like
They're like
halfling
hobbit size. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have hobgoblins that are like dwarf to like regular human size, right?
Like short humanish.
Yeah, short humanish. And then like
I was gonna say,
bugbears are like if you were to take like the Goliath version of a fucking of a goblin, but make it
Yeah.
more bestial, I guess.
So like the trolls and goblin slayer sort of thing, or like the big goblins and goblin slayer.
Yeah, exactly. That like you're like
it kind of reminds me of Fezzik. For anyone who's watched The Princess Bride, Fezzik is played by Andre the Giant. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
rest in
much.
peace.
oh yes.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
very much thinking of Andre the Giant when he plays Fezzik.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's a man of few words, yet his actions mean everything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Pheasant is like a lot nicer.
Yeah, but isn't that like kind of what he was
No,
saying?
that-
It's like
that's
it's like
what
the
we're
gentle
saying.
giant.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
but bugbears are like normally and naturally like very chaotic.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would be cool if it would be
I've read the
like
lore.
that. Like holy shit! Like
Yeah, advice to other D&D players out there: don't play chaotic stupid. Don't do that.
Love that.
I will personally kill off your character until you make a new one.
That's basically Ivan.
are you talking about
Like walking
what
into
the-
a bar for the first time and then just starting fights with the bartender.
Yeah.
not being drunk at all?
And then
Or
the
like-
bartender just to fuck with you plays bagpipes because your character is racist towards Scots people.
Or
Wait,
sleeping
who's
with a hag?
Forces your character to sleep with a hag.
And just because he kept mentioning Helga, I did this whole Dark Sidious Plan Ordy 66 sort of thing
66.
that I executed where I forced him to become Pact of the Archfey Warlock by bringing in Helga and making Helga
I feel like
canon.
He also just like hasn't grasped like
A
any
master
of that
stroke, by the
stuff.
way. A master stroke. That was one of my favorite moments so far. Where
Yeah.
Helga came in.
I will say, at least this character managed to, hold his own, if you know what I mean.
Oh my
That was surprising.
He's the only one in the group who's gotten some puss.
We were avoiding explicitly saying that, but thank you, Nicole, for clearing that
we're
up.
already too far into the freaking episode.
I'm the only
I'm-
female
I'm
on
sh-
here. I'm allowed to say it.
You got that
Alright.
flat?
He was-
If you made
he
it
was-
this far into the episode,
Evan was like,
right.
hey boss, give me the pussy, please.
If you got this far in the episode,
Mouse,
hit us with a nice. I got some puss in the comments section.
Look, I get that like
And now he's basically forced into an abusive relationship with a hag
oh my god,
That
that's
is-
fucking hilarious.
that has currently shapeshifted herself into a crab.
It's so oh my god, it's so funny.
I
Except for the
you
fact that
you will.
Steve's been trying to get with the queen this whole time.
Oh yeah.
buddy.
I made the absolute mistake into making
Bro,
the queen specifically attracted to Steven by accident.
literally,
Yeah.
the combination of Narg's ideal woman and my ideal woman. All right, we got the red hair, the green
Monkey
eyes,
brain,
the sharp
monkey
jawline, goddess of victory, Asimar. Right, red hair, green eyes is Emily, my actual girlfriend, and then goddess of victory, Asimar to the Oath of Vengeance paladin who wants justice brought upon every wrongdoer in the land, especially the demons that he's been hired to kill by the queen. Are you kidding me?
Take a
It's
breath.
not-
Now I
Take
actually
a
have the
breath.
idea. Now I actually want to get. I want to get Emily to voice the queen.
Yes!
Just
Oh,
so she.
God.
No. Just so she can fuck with you.
Dude,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
be
Are you
such
gonna
a
write her a
simp.
script?
You thought
Are you
I
gonna-
was a simp last time, dude. I am just gonna be such a simp. It's over.
This is
You're
why.
definitely gonna have to write her a script because that's hilarious.
This is
You
why I don't
personally
mind.
write her a script.
Please.
This is why I don't mind. Yet, like, I kind of do mind when like players are like overly sexual, because it's like shit like this can be like very fun. Like
Yeah,
not overly sexual.
but
like as
the
a
queen's
person.
not overly like sexual. Like she wears armor 24/7.
Well, no. I don't
Full
mean
plate is Narg's
NPCs.
thing, dude.
I don't mean NPCs. I mean actual players.
Oh, like
player
actual
characters.
Like
Yeah,
they're
like-
horny as fuck.
Armor
Yeah.
can be sexy, first of all.
No, it can. No, it can. Have you seen Overwatch? Anyways,
Full
So-
plate armor.
so like
Have you
I don't
watched the
mind-
Chronicles of Narnia? I'm talking about the princes! Freaking the princes!
I don't mind it because of shit like this, where it's like we all joke and this and that, blah blah. It's very funny and stuff. But like,
What?
it's like if every single day,
Which dimension?
if like
Multiverse
if like every single day, like
is full plate armor goddamn sexy.
you can see his metallic bulge, bro. Like how the fuck does that even?
Why can't I see your nips through your armor?
But
No,
this is
man.
what I mean. Like this is fucking hilarious. I love it. But like, an actual as an actual player, like if even one character like every single day is like we're going to fuck, what is it called? It's not the pub, like the place where you can get handies and whatever.
It's a
whorehouse.
brothel.
Brothel. Yeah, like, oh, we're going to the brothel. It's like, well, then let's just fucking make the campaign in the brothel then. Like, why the fuck
The
are we
whole
going out killing dragons? Like, what? Fuck the Dragonborn, and we'll just make that the whole campaign. Like, I don't, I
I'm the
get it.
Dragonborn, excuse me.
I remember
get
being so uncomfortable when I'm hearing Edwin talk about, like, Nasa.
Nasa getting
And I'm
quest.
just like,
Dude,
I'm just like,
you
It
were,
was-
you were
it was
voicing the female, dude. Oh,
I was so as the only female in the campaign, I was getting so uncomfortable hearing you be the female.
I
during
had
this scene.
I had to roleplay a lady dirty talking to freaking Nasa to goddamn Ivan.
dude,
Do you
he does
think
not
it
know
was
how to-
comfortable for me?
He didn't.
Do you think I wanted to do that?
Yeah.
He wasn't spitting
No!
game, dude. He was just sitting there with like
I was just sitting in my chair as I'm doing right now, just like, why am I doing this?
So that's why you did that Helga thing. It was payback.
Yeah, it was
but I feel
payback.
like it was a lose-lose situation because when did I do all that?
I mean, it was kind of worth it because I got to see his reaction. It was just like, bro, what the fuck did you do, man?
Yeah, no, it
I
was
remember-
a great session.
I remember at one point Alejandro was like, "Just make Nicole do it," and I was like, "Absolutely not! I will not
No.
refuse."
I would have
Yeah,
done
I
it,
refuse.
bro. I would have gotten all into that roleplay. I was like,
Jesus.
please just let me spit game for 5 minutes, please.
Me as an actual like player, I never do that. I either make my characters like they're either looking for love and it's very hard because they have like specific shit. They're already in love, or they've already been in love and they don't want to be in love again.
That's an easy way to fix it.
Yeah.
I am
Because
my one. Speaking of that shit, one of my friends, because he has his own campaign. This is the campaign where Heathrin was first created. We had something similar to what happened to Ivan, where his girlfriend was also in this campaign. His girlfriend was playing a succubus bard, and yeah, and the succubus and Heathrin kind of had a little bit of a rivalry sort of thing going on. Because Heathrin hated her, but like she wanted to like be friends with Heathrin, but he was like, "Nah, I don't do that shit, man."
Like, nah, you can't simp me.
No. They went to the Feywilds because
Oh no.
basically, up to this point, they've already been to the Feywilds before because they made friends with a fairy. Heathern was traveling, to do like a diplomatic mission to stop a war from happening, and the succubus lady came with her, but they took a slight detour because she wanted to go see her satyr boyfriend in the Feywilds, and they were fucking in the Feywilds. And last I checked, previously on, her character is now pregnant with twin demons.
On D&D.
Wow, that escalated. Holy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
Wow.
Imagine if
We're
that
gonna have a
happened
baby
with my
soon.
baby.
There's satyrs. Oh my god, guys.
Bro, Meister is not
There's
ready to be
demons
dad in
and
any
freaking
capacity.
satyrs.
Let's do it.
Heathrin lost his shit.
Let's do a gender reveal.
Heathrin lost his shit because he was like, This is supposed to be a diplomatic mission, and you're out here fucking your boyfriend and I don't know, having sex with James Charles. I don't freaking know.
You were supposed to balance the satyrs, not go and join them.
Oh boy.
You were supposed to make peace with the satyrs, not go and fuck them.
Edwin, can I say
Bring
your Scottish
balance to the
accent brings me so
Feywilds.
much joy? Your Scottish
No
accent brings
living
me
in
so
darkness.
much joy.
Dude, I wish for me it really is just like more gravelly, higher, or it is a southern drawl. I cannot fucking do, I can't do like any accents. I wish I really could, because then I'd be doing it for Logan. For my dwarf character. It sucks.
And,
I mean, you can always look up tutorials on like YouTube if you want to like do that.
I bet, but
British
like
accent, and I'm taking a class not next semester. I'm taking a voice class next semester because it's part of my minor, and then after that, because that's a prereq, I get to take a voice dialect class, so I'll be able to learn dialect.
Look at you. That's kind of fun.
Oh.
All right,
That's very fun. Sounds very fun.
Guys, this has been great.
No,
We've
Steven,
spent an hour.
it's going to be 2 hours.
We didn't even get to talk about anything else. We didn't even get to talk about all the other things we wanted
had
to
so
talk
many
about.
things we wanted
Yeah,
to
what
talk
about my
today.
food corner, bro? Like I'm halfway finished.
We were gonna talk about
Just talking about D&D on its own.
Yeah.
Is just
And we've only had like 5 months of sessions. Imagine how much we're going to be able to talk about in like a year of this stuff. But
oh, trust me, there are a lot of things I am planning.
Oh boy, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But yeah, we spent an hour meta talking about D&D, so I think it's time to send you people out of here with some good music. J. Cole album dropped recently. I think Friday, something like that. Thursday? I think it was Thursday. But The Climb Back and Amari are my two favorite songs from that J. Cole. The album is called The Off Season. They're very good. And Mystery of Love by Sufjan Stevens is also pretty good. I greatly enjoy that song. Hey, be on our way out. Do you guys have anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug? I know some of you are content creators.
I will be streaming this current session tonight. Hopefully around 9 o'clock, 9:30ish. Don't always do that because sometimes I skip because I don't get in the mood of streaming sometimes. But this time we will be streaming. This D&D session.
Thank God. I there's some things I need to go back and rewatch with the VODs. Some fantastic moments. Nicole, you got something you want to talk about real quick?
I have the first 2 seasons of my Walking Dead fanfiction up on both my Archive of Our Own account and Wattpad. You can find either of them. The link will be in the description below. Look in the shit, follow all the things. If you're on AO3, give me the kudos, give me the comments. We love all that shit. Once I finish season 3, because I just started and I had to take a break because of work. Once I finish season 3, I will upload all of season 3. That's how that will go.
Fun times, Ben.
I have a YouTube channel. It's called Do Like It BKJ.
What does the BKJ
right
stand
now
for?
I'm playing. I'm sorry.
What does the BKJ stand for?
It stands for, well, okay. Steven, give us a little bit more time if I have to explain this. Because it stands for nothing. And a lot of people think it stands for Burger King Jr. When I was a kid, I was really into Smash and Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers 4, to be precise.
For clarification.
And I was just thinking, like, what would be, like, a good name to chant that's, like, easy, that, it's just like, bam, that's what it is. And I was like, I'm just going to mix up some letters and fucking just combine them and see what it is. And BKJ just seemed to fucking, work. I'm thinking about changing my name to probably Big Benny, but whatever. Right now, though, on my YouTube channel, I'm playing Slay the Spire, which is a really fun roguelike turn-based game. So, yeah, it's hard, it's fun, and I'll be continuing it very soon.
Fun times, love to hear it. Yeah, I think with that we can just say thank you everybody for listening, and remember to go live a life worth talking about, just like we're trying to do every week here at Afternoon Crew, and we'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye!
I'm eating a sandwich.
Bye.
Say bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
I'm still eating a sandwich.